cards. Nobody tells you how to use credit or debt. Debt is huge. Monstrous corporations and companies, debt financing all day. That's a bond. You ever get bonds when you were a kid? You had a real old fucking family member. They're like, hey, here's a savings bond. You're going to put money into that, and in 7 years, it's going to be worth something. You cash it out, and you'll be good. That is a company or a government issuing debt. And it's saying, hey, you guys pay us. We're going to give you a note that says, hey, in 10 years, come back. You'll get the money back plus 10%. Boom. It's like a loan. That's what bonds are. That's debt financing. There's capital financing and debt financing, right? Is that what it's called? Capital? Fuck. I sound stupid. But capital financing, and what I'm thinking is like stock, right? When a company issues stock, you buy it from them, you're giving them money, and in return, you're getting the gains or the dividends or both. So that's the difference there. So debt is utilized across the board. This country is built on debt, on cheap debt, right? That's why everybody wants to invest with us. That's why businesses thrive and are made and whatever the fuck else. It is debt, right? You'll hear competing opinions. I'm pretty sure Mark Cuban said that starting a company on debt or a loan is a terrible fucking idea, which is probably true, right? He has way more money than I do. But there's also other people who start companies on loans and they blow it the fuck up. And now they pay that loan back 1,000 times over, right? Have plenty of money off, It's a tricky thing, right? Money, finance. I know last week, right, I spoke about if money wasn't a factor. And but that's not true unless you get to unless you're at either extreme, right? You're homeless as fuck, money's not a factor. Who gives a fuck? If I get sick, I can't go to the doctor. I can't pay for anything, right? Who cares? And then if you're rich as fuck, you can pay for anything. So who cares, right? Money's not a factor. It's when you're in the middle. It's when you're, either staying in the middle or teetering on either side, right? You don't know if you're going to eat shit and die or thrive like a motherfucker. And, that's what happens if money wasn't a factor. But money is a factor for most of it. It's a factor for me. I'm a regular fucking guy. I'm a, working class man. Trying to escape that though, right? Through different mediums, right? A podcast. I'm going to try and be a fucking comic now. I'm trying to do all this shit. And there's no money in comedy, but eventually, who knows, right? Something could happen. You got to keep the faith. You got to keep the face, right? You got to put your face on and keep it. No. You got to keep the faith. Jesus, I can't talk. What the hell's the matter with me today? You got to keep the faith, some hope, right? But, that's a different conversation for a different day. We're talking about debt financing, right? How the fuck do we switch over to that shit? But debt financing, use it in your life. Finance your life with it, Pay for shit that you might not have the money for now, but will. That's the idea of credit. If there was no such thing as credit, we'd all be forced to save money. And how long would it take you to buy a house? How long would it take you to buy a car? How long would it take you to fucking buy anything? To go on vacation, it would take even longer. Who invented credit? That's what I want to know. Who were the first purveyors of credit? It's interesting because, so many... I'm thinking it's like an ancient thing because there's been bartered like, here, hold on to this. I'll be back with it, right? Like it's the same shit as like, hey, can I borrow your shovel? And then you use that shovel to, grow crop, and then you sell that crop, you give the shovel back. And if that guy who's giving you the shovel is smart, he's like, hey, what are you going to go use that shovel for? Oh, I got to go grow my crop for the season and bring it to the market. And he's like, hey, that's my shovel. How about you, kick a little my way, 10%? Boom. That's how business is done.